All right, so we got some topics to be covering, man. I'm I'm excited because we got some interesting topics and we have some controversial topics. So as you guys join in the live stream, go ahead, let me know your thoughts and comments. First topic that we're going to cover is find the best worker for the job. Trump removes the federal DEI hires. So we're going to check this out, watch the reaction to the newscast, and check out what Twitter has to say about it as well. Let's see.
Meanwhile, the Trump revolution continues, Gemma. He's just, I like this. This is short Trump style. He's ordered all federal agencies to effectively dump their diversity, equity, and inclusion staff, and isn't that a massive industry now? Put every single one of them on paid administrative leave as of 5 p.m. today, US time. Is that something?
So he's putting them on paid administrative leave. You know what's crazy? Like my girl had recently just told me, I thought I was looking at the camera right here. I forgot to put the camera right here. But anyways, yeah, she was like, there was a job that she signed up for a couple weeks ago, and yeah, that thing is gone. Like it's gone. They were explaining how now Trump is in office, things might change. If the job is if the job becomes available again, they'll let her know and move forward with it. Like a lot of changes are about to happen. So I know a lot of people don't like what's happening. A lot of people love what's happening. So we'll see more in depth. Let's keep listening.
Something we need to do here.
Well, it's a pretty Trumpian move, isn't it, in terms of go hard or go home. Look, I think taking a step back, the old statement about where America goes, the world follows is true. I do believe the pendulum has swung away from this obsession with the colour of skin and a person's sexuality or gender identity.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was reading on Twitter just to choose this topic before, and I was realizing I was like, okay, I see a lot of people complaining about, whatever race you are, right? I'll speak for blacks since I'm black, or identified as black. But a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, this is the face," or this like they made a jokes about black people and people of other races voting for Trump, which I thought it was interesting because they act like this backfired against your own race. Um, you know, you can have your own opinion and everything, but what it seemed like was a sense of entitlement because you are a certain race, and that's coming from someone who's black. Like I don't look at race or ethnicity or the hue of your skin color as if you had an advantage. A lot of people will look at that, but you know, we all have to deal with we all have to play the cards that were dealt. You know what I'm saying? Like there's advantages and disadvantages to everything, to being short, to being tall, to being black, to being white, to being this color, that color. Like you can come up with all these different analytics, but the truth always is set in stone. Like we all got the same 24 hours. That's what I'm saying.
Identity and all of those things. I've been an employer for nearly 22 years, Andrew, and have done my best to employ on merit. And in the industry that I'm in, I find it very difficult to get blokes to work. So I have a majority of women in my team, and it's been that way since day one, simply because of the talent pool available. And, heaven help me if I had to fill a 50% male quota. I think this stream, as you say, it is an industry, is so out of touch with everyday Australians and clearly everyday Americans because they voted for him. But it's out of touch with what everyday Australians, I think, value as part of our broader values set, and that is live your life in peace, but don't impose your values on me, and hire on merit. Everybody gets a fair go.
That's what I'm saying, like a fair go. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know when it started, but the sense of entitlement because you were born from something or you're a part of something without even you having the choice of it. Like we didn't choose our skin colors, we didn't choose our ethnicity. If someone was really born with an advantage, they didn't choose to have that advantage. You just appeared here. You get what I'm saying? So like I like to only focus on things that I can control. You know, I only like to focus on things that I can control. Just because I'm a certain color, I don't expect to have better treatment or different treatment from the rest just because I feel like I could be potentially oppressed, if that makes sense.
Everybody gets the same opportunity. The outcomes are dependent on talent and hard work and a whole variety.
That's what I'm saying. And see, I might have this mindset because I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Like I hustle. I know like in the game of sales and marketing and creating products and making money online that people like you're not in a talent race. You're in a skill race. And if I lack a skill and that you have, if I work harder, I will beat you. like being lazy has a huge benefit. I mean, excuse me, not being lazy has a huge benefit. That's what I meant to say. Not being lazy has a huge benefit, y'all. If you rely on the government for everything, if you rely on other people for everything, and don't get me wrong, like we got to rely on other people in the economy to do their jobs so we can have jobs and everything can circulate. But to a certain degree, I'm not going to blame anyone for why I have a disadvantage if I can control my work ethic. Like, for example, right now, I don't know if y'all see it on my screen, but it's 1:17 a.m. on a Wednesday or on a Thursday morning, early Thursday morning. You know, I've already recorded 2 YouTube videos on my other channel. I'm recording another video. I'm recording multiple videos on this channel right now. I'm not going to sit back and complain and say, well, my content isn't doing well because I'm this color or whatever that you're focused on with work and progressing in life. Like these are one of my biggest projects. Like this is one of my big projects right here is YouTube, creating content, building an audience, getting my voice out. I can't complain that oh, the algorithm isn't working for me. Like people will find the weakness anywhere. Like this happens on Instagram with creators and entrepreneurs all the time. You know, oh, the algorithm has shadow banned me. Like, yo, let's be real. Yes, it was created by humans, the algorithm. Okay. But at the same time, humans are watching your content. So if you're not making good content, if you're not putting out what gets the reward, then you need to work harder or smarter. And you got to figure out the balance between the two. Because at a certain degree, you can only work but so hard because you got 24 hours in a day. Then you got the skill that you have to learn. And the better you get at the skill, the harder you work at improving your skill, the easier it'll be to complete the tasks. It's like being able to be your own barber. Like I had to learn how to be my own barber because at a certain point I couldn't afford a haircut. My first haircut that I gave myself was jacked up. It wasn't a smooth fade, but now I'm able to give myself I give myself a haircut every week. And I know it looks great. No regrets. But it took me 3 years to learn how to do it for myself. And now I don't have to pay for a barber anymore. Am I going to get mad at myself because I don't have a skill yet? No. I'm either going to quit and go to the barber and pay him $35 every week, or I'm going to learn and be like, okay, but these are my mistakes. This is where I can improve on next time. Why do people have such a victim mentality, man?
Variety of things in the melting pot, but this obsession with, well, you know, are you a woman? Are you a person of color? Are you this? Are you that? Are you, you know, it is a merry road to nowhere good, and the proof.
Yeah, these are things you can't control, and little do people know this is how stress happens. You trying to control things that aren't meant for you to control.
Has been in the pudding there.
And when I say that, I mean like in terms of gender or race.
Beautifully said. Daniel, it reminds me of the scene, a beautiful chapter in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams, one of Elon Musk's favourite books, where they collect a rocket. They say, you're going to create a new civilization. We want people who clean, the hygienists who clean the telephones and all these people, and, you know, HR people and now, I guess, diversity and equity, fire them in a rocket and no one cares that they don't come back. Is that what we need?
Yeah, it's not a bad analogy, is it? And I think Gemma's spot on. Anyone who actually interacts with the real world and runs a business or a small business knows that your first task is to find the best worker for the job. I mean, that's just common sense. And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even have a big company. Like, you need, like, having a good worker, right? I've had employees before in my businesses that I've started before. Having a good worker, employee, whatever you want to call them, team member, helps the business produce more and save more. And in order for someone to get paid well, profits have to be high. Now, this topic isn't even really too much. Well, actually, it is. I was about to say it isn't about business, but I don't know his purpose of behind doing this. The quote says, "Find the best worker for the job." I'm all for that because now it means it's fair game. Now it means, and people will always be racist or people who try to discriminate, but or treat you unfairly because they don't like you. Okay, but that's their character, not their skin color. You get what I'm saying? So when I see something like, oh, like, okay, for example, here's the thing that I really like. I hate this, man. Like, I hate it, and it goes against the grain. Oh, support my black-owned business, right? I'm not mocking anybody. I'm just saying, right? When we label ourselves as black-owned businesses, I just think it's like a victim mentality. It's like, oh, you know that 9 times out of 10, I come from oppression, and so you should support me. Business isn't about, people don't care about you until they know how much you care. They don't know how much you know. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Like, you need to give value in order to get an exchange in business. Saying that you have a black-owned business doesn't make people want to spend money with you. Now, granted, there are people who are like that because they feel compassion, but that's not a strong foundation as to saying like, hey, this is why I should be successful. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Like, oh, this is my black-owned business. Like, yo, that's great. But you know how many people start businesses and still don't end up successful? What is real? What are you really doing for people? We don't care. Like, people don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. And then once you build that connection, you can go on from there. But that is how business is done. And having an employee or team member that actually executes better than the others deserves more money and deserves to stay. This is what happens when layoffs happen. They lay off the people who produce the least amount of results. Because if you're that viable, if you're that valuable to the company, why would they want to get rid of you? They're already doing cuts for a reason.
And I think, people and Australians and those in the Western world are just so thoroughly over this. People might call it reverse discrimination or positive discrimination. I've never understood those terms because there's nothing positive about discrimination at all, no matter which way it's going. And people are over it. They just want the best person for the job, no matter what area of life it's in. And I think the timing is right to, put a sword to all of this woke nonsense and just get on with the job of finding the right people. And, I think Trump is speaking for the million.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm all for it. From what it sounds like so far. And again, like when I went on Twitter, like let's check out what Twitter said about it, right? When we look on X or whatever, y'all get the point, right? All right, let's see what X got to say about it. Someone said, "Who does this benefit? Can someone bring me to Europe, please? I hate it here. Speaking as a Hispanic, I don't want a job to hire me because I'm Hispanic. I want them to hire me because I'm the best option to do that." That's what I'm saying. Like, where are people getting at when it comes to, oh no, they need to keep it so we can benefit from it? Like, bro, you didn't choose to be who you are. You feel me? Like, I didn't choose to look like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just appeared here. So like, how are you taking a stand for something you couldn't control and then calling it a benefit? Can someone explain to me? I'm in 5th grade. All right. Someone needs to tell him to watch the channel, man. Tell him to watch the channel. I like how he's more orange than the orange background in the graphic. He also made it permissible for federal agencies to no longer consider the environmental and health effects of their actions in low income and minority populations. I got to read more up on that, actually. But why? Let me zoom in. Someone said, oh no, that was too far in. Hold on. Here we go. But why? Unless he's getting ready to bring back The Apprentice for another reason. Nah, but for real, why? Yeah. How many rights does he have to sign away for y'all to finally stop accepting this man? What do y'all think about this? Put it in the comment section down below. I don't know if this is good or bad news. All right. this is really interesting because people gonna go back and forth or whatever, but I like it. Honestly, I like the sound of it at least. Because I don't care. I don't care. I mean, like we've been taught as a black man, there I almost every black man has probably heard this, right? You start at a disadvantage. We all start at a disadvantage to the person who has the advantage over us. It doesn't matter what color you are, right? There's some black employees that are in higher places than white or Hispanic, or there's some Hispanic employees. Like this, like you have freedom to choose your own success path in America. I'm grateful for that. I ain't complaining about my race and why I can't get somewhere because of some law that I can't control or some bill I can't control, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. All right. All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and mark this down because it's actually a live stream. So I'll mark this down because we're going to split up these videos real quick. And we're going to get on to the next topic. Okay, so next up we got let's see what we got next. Netflix. Y'all, Netflix is increasing their prices. All right, cool. So apparently Netflix is increasing their prices. People aren't happy about it. I mean, what did we expect? Let's hear about it.
Well, speaking of watching, a lot of folks love watching Netflix. Is something you like to do. Well, if you do love it, you're going to have to pay a little bit more to do it again.
All right, we work things out. Let's check in with Ginger Conejero-Saab. She's in San Francisco this morning. How much more are we talking here?
Well, guys, it's anywhere from $1 to $2.50 depending on your plan. And Netflix made these announcements yesterday as it reported.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first heard this headline, this is what I thought. As an entrepreneur, as a hustler, as someone who actually values their time, probably more than most people do, okay? Because I do watch Netflix, don't get me wrong. Like, I got a TV screen behind my camera right here, and sometimes I need that, relaxation moment where I'm actually like, okay, let me take a little mental break and then get back to doing content and work and everything. But a lot of people, do you think it's crazy how a lot of people are questioning the whole aspect of, okay, Netflix is going up. Are we going to keep the subscription? If they're going up $1 or $5, I don't care. You know what I care more about? My time. You know why? Because I can't get that back. So the $5 that I have to pay extra for Netflix, if I stay, it means that whatever I watch on Netflix, which is probably more than an hour worth of my time, because that's how long movies are always longer than an hour, and TV shows keep on going longer than hours because they got multiple episodes. I don't think there's anything less than an hour on Netflix. I don't care about the $5. I care about the hour that I'm giving away, whether I'm taking a break or just want to be entertained for leisure. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. Because why even worry yourself about money when you can just make more? Why? Gas prices going to go up too. Everybody complains about prices going up, but nobody questions their time going away. Netflix and you can cancel the subscription and you saving more than $5. You're going to be saving your time that you'd be using to watch TV and maybe do something more productive. I've been doing that. I've been exercising that a little bit more. I've been working on actually, like, if I'm going to watch a screen, it's going to be either one for inspiration on YouTube or two, like this. I'm actively watching and I'm working at the same time.
Its fourth quarter earnings, which surpassed expectations and forecasts. So let's get right to how all of this breaks down. If you have a standard plan without commercials or without ads, which is now $15.40.
I ain't gonna lie, I knew this was coming. The AdSense or whatever whatever they want to call it, I knew it was coming because, bro, there's so many people going through the platform, man. They're gonna monetize it more. Like advertisers, which are businesses and entrepreneurs and people who are in marketing and sales and stuff, like they're gonna want a piece of the pie, man. They know you're watching Netflix more than DirecTV now.
49, that'll go up $2.50 to $17.99. Now the cheaper ad-supported plan, now $6.99, goes up $1 to $7.99, and the premium plan will increase $2.
Yeah, you know what? We got like a T-Mobile plan where I think T-Mobile takes care of Netflix. Either way, the numbers don't scare me because Netflix started at like $10 a month. But what scares me most is how much time people are wasting, or I could potentially waste watching Netflix thinking I'm getting entertained. And it's like, it's stealing my creativity. I like watching things that, like when I watch Netflix, I try to either watch, if it's not for pure entertainment, just because I need a break, which does happen, okay? But it'll be like a business movie or something. So when I finish watching it, I feel inspired to do work, not to lay in bed.
$2 from $22.99 to $24.99. And this all follows recent price increases in international markets. Netflix says it also plans to raise most of its membership plans in Canada, Portugal, and Argentina.
And it's a new year, y'all. Like, you got to understand that too. A lot of businesses raise their prices around the new year because of many reasons. I mean, inflation happens as well. So the prices aren't going to stay the same because the dollar amount isn't the same. As a matter of fact, when you have a business, you're able to, well, I can't speak for Netflix, but I just know like when you have a vehicle and you have, the IRS releases every time around the new year how much of a write-off you can get back per mile when you drive your car on a business expense. And so that number always changes for multiple reasons. But one of the main reasons is because inflation. And when inflation happens, obviously that means the value of the dollar goes down. Why would they keep their prices the same? It is, let me tell you this too, because this is super, super important. Consumers of Netflix are going to be complaining about these prices, but the stockholders, the investors of Netflix, they given a round of applause, especially if it comes out more profitable, which they're setting right now with raising the prices. Now, this is a huge opportunity to get into stocks, into options. It just is. But you see how the mind works? You see, one mind wants to consume, the other one wants to grow. And I'm not speaking to you like I know everything. I literally learned these things within the last year, but it's all because I started actually learning more than consuming. And you could say you can consume on the learning part too, but you know what I'm saying, like consuming educational content, right?
Now, the company is not alone in raising its prices. Consumers have faced a series of hikes across major streaming services, including Netflix competitors. So later this morning on the Today Show, they'll dive more into why these hikes are worth it for millions of Netflix subscribers.
They're adding all of this live programming. They think that's one of the things that's really driving it. And I think you're going to see more of that. They even had a Christmas football game, right? So they had an NFL.
Yeah, like they're doing like live sports. I think they did the Mayweather fight in 2024. I think they did the Beyonce concert and stuff. Man, they making money, and Beyonce took y'all money for entertainment, man. Look, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't never been to no concert, and I used to always want to go to the Migos, but now understanding that, don't get me wrong, like people are talented. Yes, it'd be exciting to do that, but to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars to access vicinity within someone that I can listen to when I have AirPods that I paid $200 for, I'm going to listen to the song that I'm paying an Apple subscription to so I can listen to you. I'm not going to pay hundreds or $1,000 more to get closer to you, and I'm not actually going to benefit from it on a business perspective. Like that to me, I don't like, that's out of my bucket list. Let's say that. Like, I don't care about concert no more. I'll turn on my spatial audio before I go ahead and pay hundreds of dollars. Like, there's another thing too. Speaking about vicinity, my dad had sent me a text message, and he was playing around. He was like, look at the tickets for the Super Bowl this year in 2025. And he was showing the seats that he usually gets at a regular game at a NFL game. And I know I forgot the prices of the normal NFL games he goes to in the seats range, maybe around maybe like $2,000 a seat. But here's the thing. For the Super Bowl, it's like $14,000. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You got to be out your mind. Unless I'm going to sit down beside someone who I can network with. No, 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 no. I don't care if I had $1 million. That's just not happening. That's just not happening. It has to be a benefit to me going more than just going to be entertained and then me yelling at you know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking no football fans. I'm just saying it's the difference between a consumer and a producer. That's all I got to say.
Event. So to pay for all of that live programming, they're going to have us pay a little more.
A lot of people tuned into that. Now,
all right, let's see what Twitter got to say about the Netflix going up in their prices. All right, so someone said $7.99 to watch ads. Wasn't it like $9.99 3 years ago without ads? Yes, it was. And you probably made less as well. You probably like, come on, man. Minimum wage went up as well. Like 3 years ago, how much is minimum wage went up? How much like and forget minimum wage. Like how much more? How many assets have you grown? You get what I'm saying? Like that's not a lot of money, man. Be more concerned about the time that you're spending. If you've made it this far, man, you know you like money. You know you like learning how to make money and the mindset towards it. So type in the comment section, learn. Okay. Someone said it's working too. I don't think anyone is going to cancel their subscription. Of course not. People love being entertained and they love having actual selections. You know, they like having on-demand content. They literally just raised it. Also, they don't even have enough good movies there to be doing this. I don't think anybody really cares. They're going to be rotating the movies. They don't have a single show where they need to be doing this. You see what I'm saying? Like people are complaining. People will always complain about the prices. Man, I sold online fitness coaching packages and I used to charge like $200 a month. And then gradually over 2 years, I started charging $500 a month. Guess what? I still got customers. Guess what? The more my prices went up, the less work I had to do, the more value I could give because I had higher experience giving people $200 programs per month. But then I got so good that I was like, you know what? I'm actually really good. I helped someone lose over 100 pounds in less than a year. And a lot of people can't do that by themselves. So I'm going to charge accordingly. $500 a month for 6 months. People complained. People didn't buy. The right people who wanted it, they bought. Someone said it's time to bring pirating back. I remember that, but no. We will still pay, unfortunately. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tubi, not Tubi. We listen and we don't judge. Like Tubi is free, man. But hey, look, they got ads, man. They got ads. Like this tweet if you don't watch Netflix anymore. Let's head back to using pirated website. Yeah, people ain't for it, man. But they'll never be for raising prices. But you want to raise. Like, imagine this. Imagine this. I just want you to imagine it, okay? Imagine you wanting a raise and you work at Netflix and the CEO is like, well, we got to come up with the money to give you a raise. Okay, let's raise the prices on the subscription. And here's your raise. You would want a raise, right? You would want the raise, right? But you don't want the company to raise its prices to come up with the raise? You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to my girl about Chipotle. Chipotle did the same thing. They came up with, and I love it because look, I mean, do I really want to spend more? No. But on the business aspect of it, Chipotle, at least the last time I checked, which might have been a little bit over a year ago, had a CEO take place. And well, this was actually a couple years ago. They actually took place in Chipotle, became the CEO, and actually boosted the profits, and the stock started doing better. But people look at the price and be like, I don't want to pay that. All right, cool. Don't buy it. Buy some stocks. At least you spending your money where it could grow potentially, right? All right, y'all. That was really interesting. All right. So next up, we got an Apple Vision Pro competitor. I'm a big nerd at heart, so I'm actually kind of offended by Samsung's new invention or creation or whatever they want to call it, because I love Apple. But let's go ahead, deep dive into the video, see what they got coming out. It's some XR headset. Let's see.
So here at Unpacked, Samsung also has its headset, Project Moohan. It's an Android XR headset, and it's really giving Vision Pro vibes. We had a chance to try.
Bro, they literally just copied this. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I before I put this up to watch this video review with y'all, I swear like the first 3 seconds played and I thought it was the Apple Vision Pro. Like I was like, I'm on the wrong video. Is this really the Samsung thing? Man, you got to get out of here, bro. Come on, man. We already know it's going to be cheaper, it's going to do less, and they're going to have like similar capabilities, but I ain't finna buy it. I ain't even bought an Apple Vision Pro, but
Try it out last year, and it runs Gemini. It does all the things you kind of expect from a mixed reality.
you know, that's actually really cool. If it runs Gemini, that's Samsung's or whatever company owns Gemini. I believe it's an AI service, right? Some type of bot. Let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong on that. But Apple Vision don't have that. I don't think they have Apple Intelligence inside of the Apple Vision Pro. And I gotta be real with y'all. Apple Intelligence sucks. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I don't even have an iPhone that's compatible with Apple Intelligence, and I'm actually glad. I thought I was missing out on something this year. But I do have a MacBook that has Apple Intelligence, and I don't really use it like that. Like the best thing that I do is called reduced interruptions. I don't even know if that's AI, but it's really cool because it's able to read if something sounds important, and it'll show you a notification if it's important. If it's not, it'll stay, distraction free. That's really cool. The other cool thing, it'll summarize an email. I think that's cool. The other cool thing is if I'm like screen sharing and creating content, and I have sensitive information, like I have a whole nother channel where I show a little bit of, financial transactions. If it shows sensitive information, there's like this Apple Intelligence integration with Safari, and I'm able to like disintegrate, the text on the screen on the website. And if I like reload the page or hit back or scroll the page, hit a link, come back, like it's still gone. It'll remember it. I can quit Safari, come back on the link, type it in, and it won't show it. And I'm like, that's awesome because now it creates more flexibility for me to create videos and screen share without having to worry about, oh, how do I crop this out in the edit and all that stuff? Like, I don't like to spend too much time on editing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's really cool. But other than that, it sucks. Other than that, it sucks. And I know they're going to improve it, but right now it's just not what it needs to be.
Headset, and it's here. It appears to be a product that will ship sometime. Samsung and Google and Qualcomm
Okay, so sometime. So that means that they don't have a release date.
have been teasing this thing forever, like the last 3 Unpacked. So it's kind of a big deal that it's actually sitting over there. Like I can touch it, but I get in trouble. It does look
Yeah, man. They looked at Apple and was like, oh yeah, let's make a little brother.
similar to the Vision Pro. There's kind of a connector on the side and like a real chunky strap with some.
And no cap, it's going to be lighter. I can already tell. I guarantee you it's going to be lighter. Because if it's Samsung, it's probably going to be cheaper. And, or, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on it, but it's probably going to not have the best screens inside of them, which is, it may just make the device lighter within itself.
Cushion support in the back. It looks like it might be lighter than a Vision Pro. It doesn't look
What'd I just say?
quite as like beefy, but it's hard to say without picking it up or putting it on. And
Facts. You got to pick it up, put it on your head, because people started complaining about it after they started wearing the Apple Vision Pro.
I am definitely not allowed to do that right now. New year, new phones. Here we are. I gotta say, I love this.
All right, cool. Let's see what X has to say about the Apple Vision Pro and Samsung's. People are making jokes about it. I mean, that looks tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. That looks pretty tough. They got the all black. Like, I want Apple to make a version of that. Companies are clearly out of ideas. I don't know about that. I think they're holding back on the ideas and waiting for the market to be able to like accept it. For example, you got what? The Apple Watch, right? Like I got an Apple Watch Ultra and I have my wallet up here, my Apple Wallet. I can Apple Pay. I can talk on the phone. Like when I got the first Apple Watch in high school, I remember being in the mall and my parents had called me and I had answered. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to click answer, right? I was like, hey. And as soon as I started talking to my wrist, like 2 or 3 people was like, hey, excuse me, were you just talking to your watch? I was like, yeah. I didn't think it was anything crazy because I had already been introduced to the technology. But just imagine if we had skipped all those processes, right? Because once upon a time, the first Apple Watch, like it didn't have a Siri voice on it. I believe my Ultra has a Siri voice on it. Let me see. What's the weather outside? It's currently clear and 14 degrees. You see what I'm saying? So like it's small integrations like that that get you used to the bigger picture. And so now she has, a voice. And also the first Apple Watch ended up, not actually having a waterproof mode. So you were stuck. Like if you got water on your Apple Watch, hey, that's it. And now the Apple Watch is known to be the watch to, have sports and stuff. And so, yeah. All right, let's see. No, it's too OMG. I'm shocked knowing that Apple Vision Pro is my favorite product. I love mine, and I've done all the possible and imaginable tests for almost a year now. Yeah, definitely fanboy technology. I would love it as well, but I just knew it was a bad investment for me to get when I have a MacBook and I'm so used to working on it. The Samsung one looks like the early renders of Apple Vision Pro we got before we knew what it looked like. Facts. Samsung didn't even bother to change the form or design, but that's expected from them. Exactly. I guess so. No real surprise. I wonder what they'll name the OS. Galaxy Vision OS. Yeah. Yeah. They copy. And they know what they're doing. I mean, it's just for the people who like, I believe, more customization. Apple has tried to hit that within their last couple operating systems, but yeah. Well, if Samsung prices this around 1800, then Apple will cry. Apple's just going to make a cheaper version of the Apple Vision Pro. It may not be higher quality screens and whatever, but very interesting. I think it's someone says so creative. Let me get off, man. Samsung much more beautiful and premium. Okay, bet. Anyways, that was it for the Ask You Well show. All right, guys. If you like this video, if you like this live, had a good time, definitely let me know. Okay. I'm going to be doing more of these, or I might just do it on my main channel. I'm still debating, but I separated my channels so I can do reactions and I can also do, actual business content on the other page. But let me know and I'll see you guys on the next video. All right. I'm out. Peace.